Hey, how's everybody doing? Oh my God. Welcome to the evening, afternoon hour. Oh my God, this is Asher. This is such a super pleasure to be with you at this present time, in this moment. Today, at this moment, it's just rambling. I just wanted to check in and see how everybody is doing on this wonderful Tuesday. This Tuesday is full of blessings and gifts, and I had my therapy session today on a serious note. Met my, because I was seeing a psychotherapist who could not that, who wasn't trained in the mental issues that I was going to. So let's make it serious. Let's make this mental issue day. And so she referred me to someone else. And I still see her, and now I have another person that I see. And because I've been going for the last 12 years, I've been going through this intense mental stuff. My mother was diagnosed with schizophrenia many, many years ago. She has since passed away in the last, I think, 10 years or so. Can't remember the exact same date. And so, and I was a little, not embarrassed, fearful of what that might mean for me and all of that. So I've been dealing with some stuff, and so I finally after putting pieces together, and with the help of my wonderful network, my sponsor, let's just keep it real, let's keep it 100% real. I was able to put pieces together within the last 12 years, and reached out to my family and talked, because I didn't really know my mother, what she was diagnosed, and I didn't grow up with her. So I didn't have the full details. And once they said, no, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And so I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So then I took that back, and no, it's hereditary. Doesn't always mean it can skip whatever. And realized I could be, I'm so, I have to say it, I'm so embarrassed and shameful to even have to put that out there, and it's a possibility I could be living with a small form of it, or some sense of it, or whatever. And so it was time for me to investigate that and to see what was going on, because I've been dealing with anxiety intensely, and which is so funny, because when I think of schizophrenia, and the people that I've saw, I think of people who are fearful of the government, which I have no problems with the government. I don't get paranoid with people watching me, or thinking people are watching me, or the government's watching me. None of that. All my paranoia and stuff stems from things that I am already insecure. That's what makes it even difficult for me to be like, is this really a mental thing, or is it just my insecurities playing out 10 times, and I need to get a grip? And once I start fully accepting myself, being black and being queer, all that other stuff is going to subside, is going to disappear. So that's where I was like, is it really? Because it's playing on, the mental issue is playing on all my insecurities, where I'm thinking everybody is, especially black folks, they and Latino, they're either homophobic, or if you're Latino, you either anti-black, if you're white or Asian, racist. And I have these issues. I think people are saying things or doing signs that means race. It's a little crazy. But it was really creating this intense anxiety and this fear. And even though I'm someone who believes in therapy, because I've been in therapy my entire life, in my 20s and 30s, and now. And so I believe in therapy. I was in therapy. My parents had me in therapy in my teens. So I'm one of those folks who believe in therapy, and believe in getting any help that's necessary if it's going to help me live a better life, a fuller life. But this was a little scary, because this meant that, oh my God, I could be having some mental issues. And then being black and queer just brought this intense anxiety, like, oh my God, I'm living in a country that can take me or leave me. I'm not always protected or supportive. So that just brought this intense fear and anxiety. And then it's like, I spent most of my life not really, I like to call myself the gay male Samantha from Sex and the City. Or queer, or Michael from queer folks, because I was someone who, first of all, those two people are absolutely beautiful people. I'm not a beautiful person, but I did have this belief. Oh my God, my cat is all up under me. Jesus Christ. I did have this belief that I, was not relationship material, and I wouldn't fall in love and all that crazy stuff. So I kind of had prepared myself to be alone, spend not in a lonely way, but be all right with being alone and not having a partner. So I had come to, because I guess if I had to dive deep into it, I didn't believe I was worthy of that. So to be honest with you, it was more about me not believing I was worthy of having someone love me and see me and accept me and all my flaws. Plus, I knew I had so many issues that I needed to resolve myself, that I also didn't want to be a burden to anyone. You know what I mean? Because I can do bad all by myself. So and I also knew, even before I knew about the laws of attraction in my 20s and teens, that I also knew that I was so messed up that the chances of me getting a relationship, I would draw someone just as fucked up as I am. And so I just had that sense, like, no, I'm not ready to be in a relationship, because if I do get into one, it's going to be someone. And then, I went down the path of drugs when I was much older, in my 30s. I went down the path of drugs, and I definitely knew I was not going to get in a relationship with anyone that were doing anything that I was doing, because I knew that was going to be a mess. So, when I was running, doing all that fun, crazy stuff with the drugs, I definitely knew I was not going to be in a relationship, because, once again, I can do bad all by myself. So that deterred me from, but it also played into this, that I was free-willed and loving who I wanted to experience, who I wanted to experience. It played into that, into all of that. And now that I'm like, okay, things have changed. I'm a lot more comfortable, but not as comfortable as I need to be in my space. I'm getting there, but I also have a lot more appreciation for love and understand. And I also have this need to, I do want to be in love, and I do want to be in a relationship with a black man. Let me just clear that, put that out, but I had issues with that in the past, and this idea of faithfulness and black love, and which was all wrapped up into white supremacy. It's just, I'm embarrassed to say that, but yeah, there it is. But anyway, so I'm on this journey right now to get my mental health under control, in a sense, where I'm able, because I'm a half of myself right now. So there's also about this fear. Oh my God! Now that I'm thinking that I actually want to experience a relationship, then all this bubbles up, and like, am I going to find someone who, what if I have to get on meds or something like that? Am I going to find someone who's going to be patient and understanding? And plus, I'm already so hard on myself. You know what I mean? And then, then on top of that, I have this tendency to always attracted to the guys that are pretty to look at. The black guys that are, to me, are pretty to look at. On top of that, they also happen to also be nice guys. Like, I've never actually fell in love with somebody who was a dick. I actually, find myself, when I am attracted to people, they're usually nice guys. I'm just not pretty enough for them. And all that stuff. So, which is hard, because I'm like, if I had money and if I had a really, really good job and was living, I would have no problem pulling those kind of guys, because, they all want to be taken care of in some sense. Or at least some security you could offer. where they kind of overlook. It's like, straight guys who not great looking, but they have the great looking wives and girlfriend because they offer some kind of security. I don't offer any of that now. I'm just an average Joe. So it's like, why would I want to be with an average Joe when I can be with somebody who aesthetically is on my level when it comes to looks? So, yeah, so that can be heartbreaking because everybody wants somebody. I mean, but like I said, this is all in the eye of the beholder. Because the people that I may find are cute and all that, other people are like, what? I don't see what you're talking about. So this is all in the eye of the beholder. But the consensus are usually the vast majority of people find the guys attractive and would date them or at least have sex with them in a part. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So, so today was a good day, and that therapy went great. I have my next appointment on September the 23rd. I'm going to meet her every Thursday after work. I teach. Well, I want to make it sound I'm a substitute teacher, which I just became 2019. I am thinking about becoming a teacher and getting certified, but I'm slow. It's slow because it's a lot of work. And not because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of emotional work. It's a lot of emotional work, and I'm so sensitive, and I'm an emotional wreck to a degree. So, but I'm no spring chicken. So, as my therapist said, come on, today, which she's right. So it's something that I need to, but I'm also not completely sold because I'm an artist. I was a professional ballet dancer. And then I went back to school for filmmaking and got my master's in screenwriting and theater. And my bachelor's in film production. I got a certificate in post-production. Of course, I got a dance certificate. I danced professionally with Dance Theater of Harlem and Connecticut Ballet and some other companies from the time I was 14 to I retired in my 30s. Ballet Florida. I could just give you a list of all these great things that I got to do. And then, got into the Actors Union through hard work. And did a couple of projects, small ones, but they got me into the union. So I've been doing stand-up, well, not off and on, just for the fun, not to be a comedian, but it's something, as I said in the other podcast, something exciting about being in front of a live audience, trying to make people laugh, and having the ups when you do it, and when it's like, the audience is like, what the fuck? This dude is not funny. It's something exciting because I like to I like doing things that for me that are boundary pushing. Like I'm really comfortable with my body, so I like taking sexy photos, and then of course putting them on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, because there's a rush that there's an excitement and an ego building. It's a false ego building, which I'm quite aware of it, but it builds. Take it wherever you can get it. So, and right now it's pretty good because I've been dealing with feeling less than, and especially after having my heart broken in a sense. But I have this thing that if I like you, I have to tell you after a while that I have feelings because I can't. I'm an Aries. I can't keep it in. I have to, I can't hide it. And then I have to tell you and see with it because you never know. I at the same time, I'm a hopeless romantic, so you never know. So I don't like to keep my feelings in. So although it's never worked out the way I had visioned it in my head, that I would tell this person and they'd be like, oh my God, I feel the same way. And then you start figuring out how to build and work and all that. So, and I kind of knew the way things were, the way history has been shown. I kind of knew that that incident is probably how it was going to play out. So I was upset with myself for, once again thinking it would be, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And so that's what put me in this little dark space. Cause you're so stupid. You knew this. That's an upgrade. You don't have you don't have a good job. You don't have but good security like that, where somebody be like, oh yeah, they can overlook the imperfections. But Yeah. So I have to be really careful. I have to be